In an earlier video, we looked at the different consoles. We looked at the operations console, the web console, the application advisor console. In this video, we're just going to take a closer look at the operations manager console. In this video, we will kind of concentrate on the different workspaces and how to create different views and tasks and dashboard widgets to add some customization to the console. The operations console, whenever you open it up, you'll notice 5 workspaces that appear in the bottom left corner of the console. Those workspaces are your monitoring workspace. The monitoring workspace allows you to view the alerts and the health status of your different devices and servers. You'll also see the authoring workspace, where this is where you can actually create new rules and alerts and monitors, and even create new management packs using your management pack templates. Into the reporting workspace. The reporting workspace will expose any reports that are in any management packs that you've imported. So if you look at any of the management packs that have been imported and then click on that particular management pack, that exposes the different reports that are available in the console. The administration console. The administration console is used to work and manage network devices and agents. You can import and delete management packs. You can create notifications. You can configure your discoveries, configure internal connectors to other products, manage your run as accounts, run as profiles. And then lastly, in your My Workspace, the My Workspace is used to create a custom console view for the logged on user. And also, this is a good place to create some test views that you may want to use later on in the monitoring workspace. When it comes to customizing your console, I mentioned views. A view is a response to a query for a subset of monitoring data that you want to display in the console. So when you define a view, you're basically creating a query that's sent to the database, and then the results of that query are presented to the operator. In Operations Manager 2016, you have several views that you can create. I can create an alert view that just presents an operator with the current alerts based on a criteria that you configure. I can do a discovery inventory view. I can see all the different objects that have been discovered by rules that are in management packs. Distributed application view, where I can actually see end-to-end monitoring based on a distributed application. An event view. An event view allows me to events that are collected can be viewed in an event view. Uh, as with any of these other views, you can actually display all the events, or you can see just certain events. You can scope events based on your target. A state view. A state view just represents the current status of that particular monitored object. You can have performance views that can be used to display different performance counters that have been collected. Diagram view just represents a graphical representation of any kind of managed objects and their relationship to each other. You have task status view, where you can just see the status of any previously run or currently run task. Web page view, you can use this to launch a new web browser window in the operations console in order to display the information that you're viewing. Dashboard view is kind of like a dashboard in a car. With a dashboard view, you can see multiple views all in one particular view. And like if I need to see the state view or alert view or performance view all in one particular console, one view, then I can create a dashboard view. And you also have your override summary view, and this view shows the different overrides that are set in a management group. To create a view, I can open up the monitoring workspace, go to an unsealed management pack, and from there just right mouse click and just click new, whichever view. Now I'm just going to quickly create an alert view. So I'll just create an alert view, and I'll just call this my OpsMan alert view. Once I give the view a name, and I'm just calling it OpsMan alert, and I'm looking for warnings. This is where you can go in and define your criteria. You can go in and define objects. Now you can just do all objects, or you can do a specific object. You can do objects that are contained in a specific group. So I'm just going to, for just this demo purpose, to accept the default. And I want this view to be based on severity, a specific severity, and you can also say a specific resolution state if you want to. You have other options: specific owner, last modified, resolved by a specific user. But since I call this view my Ops Manager Alert Warnings, so my severity will just be warnings. So these will be alerts that are categorized as warnings. Click OK. Click OK again. That's saving the view, and then the view will be, you'll be able to click on that particular management pack and then see the view show up in the console. Now you can create your other views just that simple, just by walking through the wizard. And you see now here is the actual alert view. It's called OpsMan Alert Warning View. And I see all the warnings. Now if this had been critical alerts, I would have said critical alerts, and then I would use the severity of critical as opposed to the severity of warnings. Now the other views that you create will pretty much be basically the same thing, just walk you through the wizard. Some other modifications that you can do, customizations, would be your task. And when monitoring gives you an alert, your first tendency would be to take an action. Well, task gives you a way to take that particular action, such as starting a service, opening up an event log, or restarting a website right from the operations console. And just like with views, there are different tasks that are available whenever the operations manager is installed. And then these tasks are actually imported with the management packs to assist you whenever you are troubleshooting. So tasks come in four flavors. You have agent tasks, console tasks, recovery tasks, and diagnostic tasks. Agent tasks are tasks that are initiated by the operator on demand, and they run locally on that agent that's installed on that managed computer. Console tasks are run on demand by the operator, but the console task is invoked locally where the operations console is installed, and it uses the shared credentials of that logged on user. Now you can also use diagnostic and recovery tasks. Diagnostic and recovery tasks are used when you're troubleshooting. Like a diagnostic task would be like sending a ping to that machine if it's offline, or opening up a remote desktop. A recovery task would be, say, like restarting a service or an application pool that has stopped. Now you can get to the diagnostics or recovery tasks by either going into your authoring pane, or you can actually go into the properties of a monitor and you can look under diagnostics and recovery, and you can create a diagnostic and recovery task. When you create a dashboard view in Operations Manager, dashboard view templates just provides a method of grouping the data together, which is then displayed as a layout. Now you have some different layouts that are available. You have your column layout. This layout template uses the dashboard can include up to 5 columns, and you can use this template to display alert data or health data. When you use the grid layout, this template uses a dashboard that can be divided into 9 cells, and you can use this template when you want to display multiple performance charts, and each cell can have actually a different performance counter, such as memory, CPU, or disk. The service level dashboard is configured specifically to display service level objectives that are created in Ops Manager. And when you create a dashboard view that uses this template, you select the service level objective that you want to include. And then under your summary dashboard, this template uses the pre-configured layout of a widget, and then you can configure the widgets to display the different data based on a criteria. So you have a performance data view, performance chart view, and a health state view, along with an alert view. Once you create your layout, then you'll have the option to add the widget, and then the new dashboard and widget wizard will open up. And this is where you can configure the different widgets you're going to use. Like you can use an alert widget to display alerts for configured scope. Details widget is used with an alert widget to give you the details of that particular alert. an instance detailed widget. You can use this instant detail widget to display the details and the state of a specific group or an object. Your SLA widget, you can use this to display the performance and availability goals as a result of a service level objective. The performance widget, you can use this performance widget to display performance counter values in a chart from a group of objects. And a state widget will display the actual health state of a class, a group, or an object. I am going to create a new dashboard view for you right quickly. And I'll just right mouse click an empty management, well, an unsealed management pack. Click new dashboard view. And this allows me to choose my layout. So I'm just going to use a column layout. Click next. Give it a name and a description if I wish to. After I give it a name, I'll just click next. Select my number of columns, and I'm just going to use 2 columns. You can go up till 5 columns in the column layout, but I'll choose 2. Click next, and then just click create. Now once I create it, from there I'll have the option to choose the widget that I'm going to use. And I'm going to use an alert widget along with a alert details widget. So I'll click close. Now I'll click add the widget, and this brings up the widget template that I'm going to use. So I'll just use the alert widget template. Click next, give it a name. Click next after I've given it a name. I can define a scope, either a specific group or all objects. And if I just hit the little ellipse button here, I can actually see the different options I'll have to filter it out. But I'm just going to accept the defaults right now. This is where I'll define my criteria that I'm going to use. Display alerts only on a specific severity, so I'm looking for warnings, but you can do warnings, you can display all, new, whether they've been resolved, what their resolution states are. So you have this when you build your criteria. Click next. The display specifications and preferences. So here are my columns that I'm going to display, and you can sort by, this is sorting by last modified, but you can sort ascending or descending by any of your column headers. Click next. It gives you a summary, and then just click create. Now after I create my alert dashboard view, I can click the widget now for my details widget. And the details widget will actually give me details about the alert that I've actually clicked on. So it's kind of neat. So this time I'm going to select the details widget, give it a description, and click next. That gives a summary, and just click create, and it is done. And so now when I see this particular view, I have my alert details. Here's my OpsMan warning view for my alert view. And when I click on the alert, you can see the details of it in the widget. This concludes our video on configuring the console and modifying the console. In our next video, we'll look at how to create notification subscriptions along with notification channels and subscribers.